Hey, how about them Buckeyes? I think we're heading off to the national championship. Today what we're going to do is I want to make a video. People have always told me that I make the best breakfasts in the world, so I figured we'd make a video for them. We have some creative ways to put a new spin on old products. What we're dealing with today is Betty Crocker Wild Blueberry. Now, I've been eating this since I was a child. I absolutely love this product, but we're going to make it even better. Okay? So what I want to show you is some little tweaks to this recipe. Now, we are not going to follow the recipe exactly. We're going to follow a recipe that's going to make this far superior to what you're going to get if you simply follow the recipe. Now, out of this, we need 2 eggs. It says that we need a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. What I'm going to use is a 1/4 cup of melted butter. And it says we need 3/4 cups of water. Okay? And that's where we have the biggest difference to this recipe. Now, what I typically do is I take the pan here, I put some butter on a paper napkin, and I basically just prep the muffin things, okay? 2 eggs, nothing magic about this. Okay? Now this is what really makes the egg special. All right, what I'm going to do is, instead of using water as they recommend, what we use is blueberry juice. Now, if you take anything away from this video, just simply use the blueberry juice instead of the water, and you're going to have the most wonderful muffins in the world. Okay, so what I do is I open up the blueberry juice. Got to be careful because I don't want to get this blueberry juice on my table here. I normally do it over on the counter. Okay. Put it like so. And out of that, it looks like you can probably get almost a 1/2 cup of water. Okay. That's going to bleed down. All right. And then to top it off, I top it off not with water, but with milk. All right, now this is the secret ingredient to making the world's greatest blueberry muffins. Okay, so why don't you cut that right now? And in order to save time, I went ahead and mixed the 2 eggs in with the blueberry juice and milk. Okay, once again, what we did was we replaced the oil with melted butter. Now we're going to put everything together. So I've got 2 eggs, basically a 1/2 cup of blueberry juice, and then a 1/4 cup of milk. Mix in the batter. All right. Start this a little bit. Okay. You can see that the batter becomes deep purple. I'm going to add the butter instead of the oil. Now you got to mix this in real quick before it starts to solidify. All right, so you get that mixed in nice and throughout. Mixing this up. All right. And then, of course, the one thing you don't want to forget is you make sure you add the blueberries. Okay? Now, that concept that we just discussed about making these especially good, anytime you're using some kind of a fruit or whatever that you're mixing into it, if there's juice that you're pouring out, I would always simply replace water with that juice. It adds an additional flavor. Now, my wife doesn't like this because it turns the blueberries purple, right? But that's a small price to pay for the deliciousness that we're going to get out of this. All right, so why don't we, as you can see, we're mixing in here. The batter is a deep purple, but it is so flavorful. You're going to absolutely love it. So why don't we cut it now, and we'll finish later. To save time, I went ahead and filled up the cupcake can. But once again, as you can see here, what we're dealing with is the Betty Crocker Wild Blueberry, and the whole crux of why these are so purple is because we use the berry juice instead of water. Now I'm just going to cap this off. As you can see, I typically fill them up, you get enough to fill these things up about 3/4 of the way. Then I just go through and I tap off to make sure that they're all relatively the same size. You'll see that now that I've added the butter, you'll see that the batter is a little bit more viscous or thick than the normal batter, but that doesn't cause any problems. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to throw it in the oven, and we're going to take a look at these things once they're baked. All right. Why don't we cut there? Now we went ahead and we filled up all the little cupcake containers. Once again, we're making the Betty Crocker Wild Blueberry. Now, we are not compensated by Betty Crocker in any way making this video. However, if I was you at Betty Crocker and you see this video, I would publicize this recipe or highlight this video, because I guarantee you, when people try muffins made this way, they're going to be flying off the shelf. Okay? Now, we used a dark pan here, and so we warmed the oven up to 400 degrees, and we're going to cook it for... How many minutes do we cook it for? It says 15 to 20. I typically go on the long end of this because I like the top being crisp. But we'll cook it for the first 15 minutes. We'll take a look. And then if we want to make it a little bit crisper, we'll let it go again. So once again, it's 400 for the dark. And you cook it for 15 to 20 minutes. Put it in the oven. And we'll be back in 20 minutes. But we've cooked the muffins. And once again, these are the Betty Crocker Wild Blueberries. And as you can see now, when you look at it, they don't look like this. They don't look this nice tan color. They look darker. They look blue. They look purple. That's what my wife doesn't like about them. But that purpleness is 100% pure flavor. And I can tell you one thing. The batter that you make using the blueberry juice, I could eat the entire box just of the batter. It's absolutely wonderful. And when you cook these things, it fills the house with an aroma of blueberries that is just absolutely wonderful. All right, so let's take a look at what happens when you do it this way. Let's pop this out of here. They're still extremely hot, so I'm not going to touch it. Okay, but this is what a muffin looks like. Okay, see, it's got the nice little brown. Now, I did cook these 2 minutes longer, so I cooked them 17 minutes. Normally, I would have cooked them a little bit longer. If you cook them a little bit longer, they become crisp on top. But I was just in kind of a hurry to get this video completed. So here's the video. Now, here's the muffin. Now, watch what happens when you cut it. Okay, that's all blueberry flavor. Nice dark, I mean, that is nothing but blueberry flavoring. That's absolutely wonderful. Now, once again, these are Betty Crocker Wild Blueberries. Yeah. Show the box. Betty Crocker Wild Blueberries, and I can tell you one thing, Betty Crocker, if you see this video, I would put this on your website, because I can tell you one thing, these are without a doubt the best blueberry muffins you will ever have. And if people start making them this way, I guarantee you they're going to be flying off the shelves. Once again, we don't get compensated by Betty Crocker. We just want to share this recipe with you because it is so doggone good. All right. Thank you very much. And we'll check back next week. We're going to show how to make the world's greatest cheese scrambled eggs.
All right. Like, share, subscribe, and comment, and bye.